Hello, this is Silvia. Welcome to the Moon Attunement for this phase of the lunar cycle, the last quarter. I mentor men and women who are committed to their self-development, to harness their emotional truth and to live in alignment with their creative genius. In order to do so, I created a special experience called the Wheel of Magic, and today I'm sharing with you what we do in the Wheel of Magic at each phase of the lunar cycle, so that you can understand better how we work with the magic of the moon, and hopefully I can inspire you to join us in this amazing path. Here what we do, I share with you 5 steps. I've got my notes here, so I'm going through the notes and simply share them with you. So first of all, we look at this phase and we understand what this phase means. So at this time of the cycle, we are proceeding towards the end of the cycle, because in 1 week we are going to have the new moon, and that is the beginning of a new cycle. So right now we are ending the lunar cycle we are in, and this is a time of the cycle when we are called to harvest what we have learned during this cycle. Began around 3 weeks ago, approximately 3 weeks ago. And so we are called to get clear with what we've learned, what we have understood, what we find out to be useful or useless in order to proceed along our path and create what we desire. It is also a time when we harvest what has been disaligned with our growth and what has been aligned. So this is truly a time of clarity, and we gain this clarity by going within. It's a withdrawing time as well, so by going within ourselves, we can have an overview of what happened to us, what unfolded for us during these last 3 weeks, and truly understand what was fruitful for us. And here the challenge is truly to understand and get clear with what serves us and what doesn't serve us anymore. And so with this clarity, we can then proceed to the second step, that is the time to let go. This is the time of the cycle when we are called to let go. Let go what has finished to serve us and really clear the space for the new to come. When you want to introduce something new into your life, when you want to welcome something new into your life, first of all, you need to create the space for it. And that is the sign to universe that you are ready, because there is a space for it, for this desire, for this dream that you have to enter your life. So it's important, as I said, to clarify within ourselves what to let go. And this may be a challenge. This may feel like a challenge for us, because letting go, it's actually difficult most of the time for us human beings, because we attach our feelings, our hopes, our sensation to people, situations, objects. So when it's time to let go, we may experience this resistance to let go. So in case you experience this resistance, you may ask, what's my gift here in this situation? What's my gift when I will let go this behavior, this old belief, this situation, this object, and truly harvest from there the gift that can help you to grow along your path, to keep on developing yourself. Okay, so the third step is, as I said, become clear with, yes, with what you need to let go, but then the next step is about becoming clear with what you want to welcome in your life. So this is truly the time of the cycle, of the lunar cycle, when you start focusing on the new cycle, and you start perceiving these sense this flavor of the new cycle that is coming up, and you decide what you are open to receive in the next cycle. So this is a time of clarity as well. Then the fourth step, it's about researching. When you become clear about what you want to focus on and what you want to welcome in your life in the next lunar cycle, it's now time to do your research. Research about the new moon to come, so that when the new moon will happen in 1 week time and you will have your ritual to harness at the best all her magnetism, well, you will need some tools and you will need the right environment, and you will also be more supported in your creation process when you know the trends of this new moon that is upcoming. So you do your research and you search about the trends of the new moon. It can be the astrological trends, to understand better even the way you may feel, the challenges you may have, or the positive options they may open up for you. Then the final step, the fifth step of this process during the last quarter phase of the moon cycle, it's about gathering your tool and preparing the scene for the next moon cycle. So you may want to gather your stones, your essential oils, the incense, candles. You may want to prepare your journal, or maybe cut some images from books or take some pictures that you may use as magnets for what you desire in your next cycle. You may want to write down the spells, some magical words that you can use during your ritual. Or you may want to gather some other tools such as your water, having your bottles of water ready for the ritual, your colors or pen, paper, if you want, to draw something or write down some words or do some sketches. You may also want to organize yourself and, for example, decide if you want to gather with other people in a circle, online or in person, if you want to go to a special place, maybe by the sea, or if you want to go for a walk, or, a special place where you want to have your ritual. And also, you may want to plan a time and a date for your ritual, so that you know that you will be undisturbed, and that will be truly your sacred moment, time and space to plant the seeds of your desires into the new cycle. And then you may want to decide where to have your ritual. You want to have it in your car, in your home, in your office. You want to go to a sacred place, wherever it is. So this is a time, a moment to get ready. So when the new cycle will begin, you are ready with your tools. You know what you want to focus on, and you can channel better and more powerfully the energy that you put into your new cycle. Finally, you may want to have your natal chart with you, so that you can have a look to the astrological trends, and you may want to double check them in your chart. So what's happening out there in the cosmos, and which is the unique meaning that these planets, these movements that are moving out there in the cosmos, they have for you. So you want to have your natal chart ready, handy with you, or if you have your sun return as well, everything astrological that you may want to double check during your ritual. Finally, I just wrote 5 points that you can attune with during this phase of the last quarter. So this is a time to listen to yourself. Second point is time to go within. Third point is slow down. Fourth one is enjoy the silence. And the fifth one is let the magic to emerge from the calmness and the darkness. So we are proceeding towards the darkness now. The atmosphere around us, it's becoming more and more dark, and it's pulling us within ourselves. So we may want to enjoy a slower pace. We may feel the need to withdraw and to find quiet time during the day, to listen to ourselves, maybe to sleep, to rest, to listen to some soft music or to meditate. So we are going within, and this is required in order for us to gain that clarity that we'll need to use to start at the best the next lunar cycle. So right now I'm just giving you a few hints about the upcoming new moon in Pisces. So I share with you a little piece, a little bite, sweet bite of the work that we do in the Wheel of Magic. So we start by checking the astrological trends of the next new moon. So it will be in Pisces on March 17th, 2018. It will be at 26 degrees Pisces. So that's why you may want to have your chart handy with you, because you will be able to double check in your chart where 27 degrees Pisces falls, so in which house of your horoscope, so that that house can give you some more hints about your unique trends for the upcoming lunar cycle. So this new moon is obviously conjunct with the sun, because every time we have a new moon, this means that the sun and the moon are in the same sign, in the same position in the sky. And so we cannot see the moon because it's conjunct the sun. All right, so when we have a new moon, this is the beginning of something. So it's the good moment to start something fresh, to begin something new, to start a new chapter of your life, to birth a new project, to start new habits, new behaviors, to infuse yourself with new beliefs. So do you perceive how this comes naturally as you follow the previous phase of the lunar cycle, so the last quarter? We just talked about letting go, making space. So when the new moon comes, here you are ready to welcome all these new things in your life. So new beginnings, blooming, starting. And this is something that you can do just when you have the space within you, in your environment, to welcome these new things in your life. So another very important thing is that now, when the new cycle starts, that is the moment when we start acting. And it's important to act, especially in the first 2 weeks of the lunar cycle, as we reach the peak of the cycle with the full moon, so during the waxing phase. This is the best time of the cycle to be proactive, to take inspired actions, to go with the flow and act, create, move, do something. That is the best time of the cycle. So let's see now the moon in Pisces and what this means. Pisces is a very romantic and dreamy sign. So this is the trance, the mood that you can experience during the upcoming new moon in Pisces. It can be a mystical time, very spiritual. You may feel called to nurture your inner journey, to give more space and more importance to your feelings, to your intuition, to, the way you perceive the world through your senses. Also, there is a shadow side of all this, and this is illusion. Because, Pisces is a very dreamy sign, and the dark side of this is that Dreaming too much brings to the illusions world. So you may believe something that in your physical reality doesn't appear to be true. So this may be just a warning hint for you to consider. Also, something interesting to consider is the glyph of this sign, Pisces. The two fishes going exactly in opposite directions. So this is a symbol for the concept of duality. So with this new moon, you may experience this duality between your conscious world and your unconscious world, between reality, as I said, and illusions. So just, you know, be aware of this so that you can live this new moon at the best for you. Also, Pisces is a sign ruled by Neptune, that is the god of the seas, so we have the element of water. And water is an element that speaks about changeability. So you may feel called, you know, to experience more changes than usual, maybe in the very same day. You wake up in the morning and you have a project, an idea, something that you want to do that day, and then maybe a few hours later you may feel like doing it another day. So be aware of this changeability that may be boosted, you know, during this first part of the new cycle. Also, Pisces is a very creative sign, so you may want to spend some time to color, to paint, to listen to music or compose some music. If you are a musician or you are a singer, you want to sing or do something creative. And the colors as well for this new moon cycle will be blue, all the soft pink and purples. Then I'm just sharing with you a couple of important aspects, and then I am going to wrap up this video, this last quarter attunement. So the new moon will be in square aspect with Mars. Mars will be in Sagittarius at 29 degrees, and this may bring up some conflicts, some anger, some feelings of doing hard work, also on an emotional level, not just on a physical level of a day-to-day duties that you may have in your life. There may also be some issues about your sexuality. And because there is another very interesting aspect with the moon that is conjunct with Chiron. Chiron is the wounded healer. So it brings up wounds from the past that you may have experienced. So this is very interesting because with this aspect with Mars as well, so the moon is conjunct with Chiron, the wounded healer, so wounds may emerge, and then the square with Mars that is all about war and conflict and being so active in the world that you may also feel all the hardness of your actions. This can be a turning point in your self-development cycle, so looking on a wider perspective, and in this cycle in particular, because these wounds may emerge in order for you to proceed on the higher level of your evolution. So I prefer to use the word evolve, shift and metamorphose instead of healing, because I come from the concept that when we are enough, we are already whole as we are. So why do we have to be healed? And I know that a wound can bring up the feeling of being healed. But let's consider the wound just as an event in your life, emotional, physical one, that had truly shaken you and have pushed you to face the truth that sometimes may have been very hard to face. So now these feelings about these discomforts can emerge, and let's say thank you. Let's be grateful for this, because by this immersion we can proceed to the next level, and we can use the energy and the power of Mars to infuse these experiences we have with a new knowledge, and so proceed along the wheel of magic of our ascension and self-development with a new perspective, with a new approach. Yes, in my notes I've just written wounds from the past, emotional wounds especially. You may feel again that discomfort that you have experienced in the past, but let's make this the time to shift those experiences and transform them, evolve them. This was a little bit an overview on the trends of the new moon, and this was part of actually the fourth step of the 5 steps that I share with you for the last quarter moon attunement, and it was about the research. So when you do the research, when we do the research in the Wheel of Magic Manifesting Path, here then we search for these astrological hints and then some other things, obviously. So I just want to wrap up and summarize the 5 steps to attune with this phase of the moon cycle that is actually the last quarter. So the first one, it was time for harvest. This is the time to harvest your lessons, what you learned, what you understood, what has been useful or not for you so far in this moon cycle. So look back to the previous 3 weeks and have a look to what has been useful, what hasn't been, what you have learned, what you became clear about, the revelations you may have received. Then point number 2, time to let go. So as you have an overview about your previous 3 weeks, now become clear with what you can let go, what you can say thank you to and leave it behind, leave it, let go, give it to the universe so that it can transform it into energy of love. Third point, it is actually become clear with what you desire to receive into your life for the next cycle. So it's about focusing on the new. Then point number 4, research. So make your research about the trends of the new moon so that when the new moon will come, you are ready, you are prepared, you know what to expect in regards of the cosmic trends that are unfolding for you. And then point number 5, it's preparing yourself, the space, the time and space for your ritual when the new moon will come. So you may gather all your magical tools, you may want to decide in which place to have your ritual, you may want to set a time for it so that you know that you are undisturbed and that you can create a truly sacred moment for you to commit to the creation of the life that you desire. So here you are. I hope that this video was helpful for you. I've shared a little bit of the work that we do in the Wheel of Magic Manifesting Path. That is the path I created for you, for all men and women who are committed to their self-development and want to work with the moon phases to harness their emotional truth and live in alignment with their creative genius. So doors are now open until March 12th, 2018. So you have time to join us until March 12th, 2018. Just enroll by clicking the link here below this video. Thank you so much for watching me, and I see you with the next Moon Attunement. Bye bye, take care. Mwah. Much love.